guys, Renata Sander here from MeetAdvisors.com, and I'm joined with Pam Redwood, co-founder and president of SMG Speakers. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today?
Good, good. Thank you so much for coming into our office.
No problem.
So I want to start off with asking you to give our audience a little bit of background on who you are and then also what SMG Speakers is.
Okay. Again, I'm the co-founder and president of SMG Speakers. We are a nationally recognized speakers bureau that represent dynamic talent from across the world. I like to say that we're a matchmaker for professional speakers and event planners. So we started the company about 5 years ago, and prior to me starting the company with my sister, we used to work for a broadcast talent agency that represented reporters and anchors. And there was this need for our journalists to kind of help build their brand through speaking opportunities. And so, of course, my boss threw it at me.
Of course.
Of course. I'm like, don't I have enough work to do? But okay. And so we took on this new role of helping develop and getting more paid speaking engagements for our journalists. And it became so popular that at some point they were like, okay, I want speaking engagements, could you book me? Maybe almost a year into it, my boss decided to dissolve the company. And I was just like kind of heartbroken. Like, we just started this, these people are getting booked, they're getting paid, this is awesome. And so he said, hey, you know, I want to go to LA and I want to produce shows and start on a new venture in my life. And from there, I said, you know what? I love what I do. I love helping develop this talent. I love seeing them speak and create value in audiences. How about, you know, we work on a deal and I buy this portion of the company from you. And so that's what we did. And so 5 years, we're here and we represent some nationally recognized speakers who speak everywhere.
So do people come to you and are like, hey, do you have any speaking engagements in this city? I want to speak there. Or do you reach out to people and be like, you would be a great person to speak at this event, let's say? How does that kind of work?
So our speakers, again, it works a number of ways. So sometimes they come to us and sometimes we go to them. Our event planners reach out to us and they say, hey, I'm looking for a speaker that talks about health. And I need them to be able to challenge my audience in taking better care of themselves. And for us, we're like, got it. And so it's kind of like matchmaker harmony. You look at the database, you're like, which one of my health speakers would challenge them to take better care of themselves? Which one of them would teach them to eat better? Which one of them would teach them to exercise and work out in the morning? And so we find the speaker and we present maybe 3 or 4 options to them and they're like, I want this one. And so from there, that's how we end up booking some of the speaking engagements for our talent.
So speakers can go to your website then and sign up and be like, I want to be a part of your database?
They can,
okay.
They can. And so because most of our talent has been nationally recognized speakers, we have been getting more requests from emerging and established brands that are looking to launch on a more of a national platform. And so we're launching I Develop Speakers at the end of this quarter. And so I'm really excited about that. And that service will kind of help some of our emerging speakers and established speakers develop their speaking career.
So what are the steps you take to help them do this?
Wow, you know what? That's like saying, I guess because everybody has their own issues.
Yeah,
and so they come to us
true.
with so many different elements. It's like, you know, like a doctor. I don't know what to expect from this particular client. But some of the things are, you know, we need to develop a strong foundation. I want to get paid speaking engagements. I'm too busy to sell myself. Can you help me do that? I don't know how to develop my speaking topics. I need a better bio. I need a pitch packet. It can go across the board on how we help them, but ideally we help them. And so we get them in front of audiences, their bucket list. I always tell them, make a bucket list of about 20 places you want to go. And my job is to check it off and make sure you get there.
That's awesome. So let's say someone comes to you and is like, I am absolutely terrified of speaking in front of a group of 100 people.
Me too.
Like me. What would be something that you may tell them to kind of help them ease their nervousness?
You know, I was at a conference, an Inc. conference actually,
okay.
And there was a speaker there who I love, who talked about social media. And I was waiting in the hallway to hear him present before the workshop started. And all of a sudden, he takes off running. And you know, I'm like, should I run too? I don't know. And so I didn't know he was the speaker. So I was coming, I said, hey, I saw you running. He said, I have to run because it helps me ease my nervousness before I speak.
Uh-huh.
So everybody has their way of easing their nervousness for them. And so for him, it was running. For others, it's squeezing a ball. But at the end of the day, you have to just get in front of them and do it. There's nothing to me that's going to stop it until you start. And so for some folks, it's starting off speaking with a joke. Mm-hmm. So it just really depends.
I gotta find my thing.
Yeah,
I'm so nervous.
You do, and you'll find it. And once you find it, after you do it for so long, you're just ready to go and just excite your audience. Mm-hmm. I think it's anticipating the end result.
So, what are some of the challenges that you've seen growing this business?
You know what? That's a good question. And so, initially, our biggest target market is the education industry. And so we book a lot with nonprofits and universities. And so with universities, there's a big turnover rate. Like, it seems as if people change jobs every single day. No, but they change jobs so much. And for us, it was like, as soon as we develop this relationship, the person is gone. Mm-hmm. And so one of the ways we had to figure out how to maintain a relationship with them is to become resourceful, to be their subject matter experts. So whenever they move, they take us with them. Yeah. And so now our clients love us because we have a personal relationship with them, so that when they're at another university, they're like, I'm calling Pam. She books my speaking engagements. It's just a matter of really being strategic on how you build relationships with people and being authentic in that relationship, so that it doesn't come across as always sales, but really knowing your client's son's birthday and telling them, hey, happy anniversary, or, how's your mom doing? I understand she was in the hospital. Sending them cards. If I could attend every wedding, I would, but,
But hey, who loves a great wedding?
Yeah.
So what do you feel like is one of your greatest accomplishments thus far since starting the company?
Wow. One of the greatest accomplishments that I'm really proud of is when I have the opportunity to travel with my talent. And for me, it's awesome because most of the speakers that we represent are trailblazers. And they're individuals that have impacted our world in such a way that it's an honor to be in their presence. It's an honor to learn and sit in the audience and figure out how they did what they did and apply it to yourself.
Yeah.
It's an accomplishment to know that I can look at my database and see all these individuals that I've worked with and just say, man, this person is beautiful personality. This one has a nasty attitude, but they have a great message. You edit that out. So, that's one of the things I'm excited about. And I'm also excited about I Develop Speakers. Being an entrepreneur and helping individuals find their voice and creating value in other audiences it's a passion of mine. So I'm looking forward to the end of this quarter launching I Develop Speakers, because we sit down with a number of corporate executives and they're looking to figure out, how can I take my brand from corporate to be this nationally recognized speaker? And our job is to say, okay, here's the steps. And it's funny because most corporate executives, they sit down with me when they're like, hey, I want to meet you. And we have a meeting, and they kind of dance around what they're really trying to do. I'm like, basically, you want to figure out an exit strategy from corporate by tapping into the speaking industry. I was like, if you want to sit with me, let's just be real first before we can go on to the next step. Yeah. Okay, so what do you want to do? Pretty much, I figured. So yeah, you want to leave corporate in about 5 years, and you're trying to set yourself up to kind of get out of here. So here's it. We need to write a book. What do we need to do? And that's typically how it works.
So kind of wrapping up this video segment, what is that one piece of advice that you would give to our community of entrepreneurs on Meet Advisors?
Be vulnerable. Be fearless. Secrecy is isolation. I started the company in my early 20s. And for me, when I had challenges and things that I faced, I was too embarrassed to talk about them because I was a woman and I was so young, and I just felt like I should know this already. But the reality is, most business owners don't know everything, and they all struggle with at some point with the same issue. And so just like you guys have this beautiful company where you give advice to other entrepreneurs, it's a blessing because, for me, I had to be fearless and be vulnerable and reach out to them and say, hey, this is the challenge that I'm having. Can you help me with this? And the responses that I got were so beautiful. I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner?
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I shouldn't even be having these issues. And so folks are willing to help you. My mom used to say, a closed mouth won't get fed. So you have to be willing to speak up. Another thing I would say is to take a leap of faith and have reminders, you know, in your presence that constantly keep you motivated. So for me, there's a painting in my office, and it's beautiful. It's of a beautiful butterfly, and her wings are like, she's getting ready to leap out, just like this. And when I look at it, it reminds me, when I first saw it at the store, I looked at it and said, this is me taking this huge leap of faith, starting this company. I don't even know where I'm gonna land, but I'm gonna take this risk. Despite what the economy is doing right now, despite, you know, what the finances look like, despite my education, I'm going to take this leap of faith. And so I took this huge leap of faith, and then there was another picture right next to that one where her wings are just soaring. And so I have one picture behind me and another picture that I look at every day, and she's just soaring. So for me, it's a reminder, a constant reminder that it motivates me. You got to soar. You're soaring.
Yeah.
You're doing this. You took the leap of faith, now you're soaring.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What's your website? Where can people find out more about you?
My website is www.smgspeakers.com. And you can follow us on Twitter at smgspeakers.com and Facebook as well at smgspeakers.com.
Well, guys, check out smgspeakers.com and check out meetadvisors.com for more videos and blogs.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thanks.